From water deep to Icewind Dale, unlikely friends fight tooth and scale. A little faith, a lot of rage, to bring the summer back again. Now roll the dice, see how they fall, don't waste your action. Heroes, tortured and trapped within the mist, hunted by horrors from out the abyss. We've seen friends fall, but must endure, survive to see the sun once more. Now roll the dice, see how they fall, don't waste your action. Heroes.
Hello.
That sounds delicious.
What sounds delicious? I missed it.
Little's bratwurst cooked in beer and onions with some crinkly fries.
Other bratwursts are available.
Yes, there are other bratwursts available, but I ate the Little's ones.
Are they cooked in beer?
I cooked in a brewdog beer, but there are other beers available.
Mm-hmm. Was it lager or like an ale?
From water deep.
Easy Jane, which is, I love that beer. It's so nice to drink.
Welcome to dinner options with bonus action heroes.
Yeah. Yeah, I just had an ice cream. It's probably not the best dinner in the world, but I enjoyed it.
No, probably not. Like a good option, but not a dinner. We need to. You need more dinner options. Maybe that's what we should do. We should do a one-off like dinner option episode, other than the various dinner episodes we've already done.
Well, where we all prepare a nice meal for ourselves.
A DM needs to be fueled
That is
Yeah.
true.
appropriately.
Especially my brain. It needs fueling, definitely. Okay, welcome to Bonus Action Heroes. We continue the story of... You still don't have a name for your group, do you?
Well, I don't know. We should just put it after the boat, the crew. Well, you know, shouldn't
The
we? Really?
crew.
Well, no.
That's
We
it.
are kind of like the crew of the Asva, yeah.
Yeah. The Yazva.
Darrendel's disciples.
The Voyages of the Yazva. Or...
Jim's face. No,
Yeah.
no.
What
Why
was
is
it?
it still called the Yasper? That's because no one's taken time to rename it.
If we're a bunch of adventurers on a boat going on an adventure, there was a famous book called The Odyssey about that. So we should call ourselves the Yazva.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yes.
Not sure if that
That's
works.
terrible.
The Yazva.
Yazva.
Yazva. No, we can't do it. If we can't say it, we can't be it.
And this, folks, is
So,
why we don't have a name yet.
No, it's Darrendel's disciples, obviously.
Darrendale Disciples.
Wait. Brainwave. If we keep naming ourselves, if I keep naming our crew after popular bands, and there are so many of us now, maybe all together as a collective, we are the So Solid crew.
No. No.
You're always trying to get the bands in there, aren't you? Sadly, it's a
I
democracy.
just think we've got a life as a band after this, but fine.
Yeah, but So Solid Crew didn't.
The bands are available.
I listened to a band recently called Gaffer Tape Sandy, who I really enjoy, but I'm wondering if they named their band after what 3 words they were at when they first started playing or something. That's in my head. That's how it happened. Because that sounds like exactly what it is. But if any Gaffer Tape Sandy fans out there can tell me why they call themselves Gaffer Tape Sandy.
Yeah. Answers in the comments, please.
Yeah.
Addressed to Tom. I'm going to check out... Other bands are available, but I'm going to check out Gaffer Tape Sandy now, just out of interest. Appreciate the name. So we'll pick up the story. The group had headed to Manteldereth, reuniting with the crew of the Yasfa. Other ships are available. Headed out into the Dark Lake with an understanding that the reason many folks failed to find it is because they were looking inshore, and actually the outpost was in a huge stalagmite or stalagmite-stalactite combo, shall we say. Other rock formations are available. Yeah. And so after reuniting with their crew, sailing their ship, they did indeed see a huge column in the rock with glittering lights in the upper portion, suggesting that there was a presence there. However, no obvious doors were seen. The Zent, Nero, was not massively cooperative and wasn't willing to show you the Zentarim door, so suggested you use one of the others, and you ended up coming across a red-haired female elf who had pitched a tent on the shore and seemed quite fearful that you were there to kill her. So that's where we pick up, on the shore. This elf, Ristia, has came out and retreated several times already and has now retreated back into the tunnel. So over to you all. We are what would you like to do?
On it, actually.
Carry on, Tank.
I don't feel like we're getting anywhere with this person.
I'm curious to see if what's inside the cave.
So am I.
Go in.
Let's go.
obviously, Dragon's going in the cave.
Why
Why
not?
can't it ever be easy?
Why is it not easy?
All those rolling.
Do any of you have that spell that Malice
Which spell's that?
used to have that made people tell the truth? I don't know. I don't have.
I'm not sure Malice ever used a spell that made people tell the truth, but Grym has definitely used Zone of Truth.
Yes,
Thank you, Matt. I was just about to tell you about that.
that's what I meant.
Could use that, but she can just avoid answering.
Grim, do you have that spell? Can we not just tie her down and get her to tell us already?
Well,
Oh
they've
no, because she
disappeared.
can always just, yeah, she can always choose not to tell us. And maybe don't say such things out loud when she can probably hear us. Now, lass, where have you gone? We're not going to hurt you. We just need to get into wherever it is we're going.
She's leading us into a trap.
Well, then we better just be capable and not get caught in it.
Nero, stop skulking back.
Where did she go?
She'll be around here somewhere. Just be careful and watch your step. It's can
Yeah, so as you
I
sorry.
was going to say my perception isn't very good, but could I do like a perception check and just check where we're going, please?
You may roll perception. If you're looking visually, perception. If you're searching physically, this just looks like a very old, sort of cavern that has been carved out by water.
Is it made of stone?
Yes.
Can I use? Is it stone cunning? So
Oh,
that
but
1 second,
you'll
that would
get
be an
advantage.
intelligence check. Yeah, so that would just be an intelligence check, and it would be double proficiency.
Okay.
So
Sure.
that would be. I don't know. Yeah, if it's intelligence and it says history, that doesn't feel right. So I'll just take the 2. That's fine.
You can roll history in a geography sense, perhaps. But
Okay.
this does to all of your eyes just looks like a natural cavern that has probably had water flowing through it at some point, but no longer does. You can hear up ahead the sound of trickling water, a stream, maybe a small waterfall. There is no sign of the girl. And there is no sounds of people.
Like, please have a look around and see if I can find any signs of her tracks or any marks she might have made in the cave.
Sure.
Sturdy is a ranger after all, so that's a survival check, isn't it?
It is. So as you look, you can see a lot of footprints here. A surprising amount of footprints, actually, now you look. They appear to be quite stout, short, probably with a roll of 20. Pretty certain they're probably of grim stature. So dwarven. And they go in both directions. You don't see where you're stood there, you don't see any elven footprints.
I don't know where she's gone, but certainly this has been regular usage by dwarves. Or Dwergar, probably, given where we are. Must lead somewhere.
Okay. Well, if we go carefully and let the wizard go first, so if anything explodes, he'll obviously survive.
Oh yes, that'll be fine.
We need to get him some sort of yellow cape.
High vis, maybe? Little silver stripes on it.
Green and yellow. Thinking some of the birds in the woods I come from look a little like that.
I would insist it be purple, pink, and blue. I would call it my bi-vis jacket.
Wouldn't that be Triviz?
No, because it's the bi-flag.
So as you march along this tunnel, you can see where the water has flowed a long time ago, and although the floor's a little bit damp, and there's the odd little run of water coming from ahead, there is nothing specific. It's not particularly wet. It's been a long time since this was a river. At some point it did flow into the Dark Lake. Now there is nothing. There is still a great deal of footprints.
I think keep going. They still used. I wonder what's brought this way, whether it's just people or maybe this is we wouldn't get through the actual gate. This is maybe a goods entrance or something. Maybe they have them in big places.
Well, let's see where this tunnel leads, Sturdy. And if we haven't found anything within 10 minutes, we can go and look elsewhere. No?
Do We've got a terror of anyone else exploring anywhere first.
So as you get to this section here, Serdi, you see like the footprints seem to gather and circle, and there's more of a mess of them. And when you look to Drodin, you see that his footprints are clean in the stone, and there aren't any going past where he is.
Well, the dwarven footprints seem to stop here. I only see yours heading on, Drodin.
Should I do a stone cunning check now?
You can.
Please don't be as bad as the other rolls. 14.
Is that with advantage?
I don't think it gives me advantage. It just doubles my proficiency in it.
Ah, okay.
I think.
You see the telltale signs of a door here, but you can't quite see where the edges are, but you recognize the shape of the stone and the way it's been specifically carved. So there's a slight indent which would allow it to slide back and across. You would also recognize that, well, you can't see any handles or pressure switches or anything of such kind, so you suspect it may be a magical door from your experience of dwarven stonework.
Well, at least we know it's here somewhere. And I'll kind of point to the general area. Is it shorter because it's a dwarven door?
The actual wall seems to go up quite high. There may well be a line, but you can't physically see it. And when you gesture at the wall, you're literally just pointing at a rock wall and going, well, at least we know it's here. And you can't see what Grym's talking about.
Just like the idea of Darendil trying to get through.
Yeah. Well, you'll see if you open it. You'll see how tall it is.
Can I just try and knock on the wall around where he's pointing? Just see if any noises changes or anything. Like, going along the wall and then pop, 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 see if I can hear a different sound.
Okay. Give me investigation.
Can't see it for looking. There we go.
That's a good roll. Which way are you moving? Are you moving along and doing that?
Yeah, moving along sideways. So sort of starting. Grym was pointing at the wall. I'm going to start maybe about 2 meters to one side and walk across and go 2 meters the other, and just see if I can hear any noise difference as I go, like sort of tapping, continuing, like as I walk.
As you get to around here, the sound of the stone changes imperceptibly to most, but there's definitely a hollow behind it. But again, it's probably you and Grym are the only ones that would really notice. So it begins here and ends about here. It's just a slight indent in the rock that now you look at it, it's slightly more indented than the natural flow of the water.
You're right, Grym. There is something here. So...
I was never one for stonework, but I know it when I see it.
I wonder.
Just need to figure out how to open it.
I wonder how we do this, friend.
You little nerd.
Hemeth said he thought he knew the password. Can we retroactively say he may have told us or came along with us?
Wow. I was thinking about this earlier. Yeah, he didn't tell you, so you need to figure out how to find out.
Message.
Right.
Sending.
So mean.
How far away is he? I'm sending him a message.
Yeah, if you can use message rather than me using sending, that would be ideal.
Okay, send him a
Where does
message.
message go? 120 feet. Is he 120 feet away? What if I go all the way back to the beginning?
If you go back to the shore, and you can yeah, he's probably just within range. You can just about see him
Oh,
on the ship.
there's an interlude, guys. Hemith, we found the door. What is the password, please?
I have heard that it is the dwarven word for stone.
Well,
Okay.
let's check. I do speak Dwarven.
I also
Okay,
speak
yeah, I know
Dwarven, so I'll just
Is
say
it
out
gonna
loud the
be-
Dwarven word for stone.
Is it going to be that there's like 50 different words for stone and we have to go through the whole list?
It's
Maybe.
Dwarven, isn't it? There could be like hundreds of words for stone.
Oh, they don't. They
Rocks.
would all be like different
Right.
variation. It would be like rock, stone, granite, marble.
Yeah, they've
Speckles,
got
Brick.
56
Yeah.
words for it. Yeah, you would know that those that speak Dwarven would know the Dwarven word for stone is grot.
We say it. Grot.
Okay, there is a grinding sound. And the cavern wall slides back very slightly. And a tunnel opens up in front of you.
Well done.
It is 10 to 15 feet across. Yeah, indeed, the door is about 5 foot tall. It is not a very tall door, unless you're a dwarf, and then it's plenty high enough.
I think Derendil and Drodin better dark, but the rest of us was good.
You see a tunnel snaking off into the darkness. There are no lights. It is pitch black. No lanterns, no fungus, no lichen, nothing. Just pitch black.
I take out the mace of indignation and light it. Oh no! What am I doing? Take out Dawnbringer.
I like to imagine you take out the little mace with the tiny green flame on it and then go, oh, hang on. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll let Dawnbringer light up.
Okay, there is a
How bright is Dawnbringer?
I've just stood next to
sunlight.
Serdi. And I've just stood next to Serdi. So he's probably going to light
Yeah.
it. Oh, my eyes!
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
I think
much.
Grim and Drodin, like, arm in arm, hobble the rest of the way completely blind.
It is like sunlight. It is absolutely glaring in here. I mean, it's impressive. It's maybe a little bit beautiful, but it's really, really bright.
Wow. Okay. I don't know how to turn it down.
As you say, I don't know how to turn it down. The light shrinks by about 5 feet. So instead of 15 foot of sunlight, you now have 10 feet.
Thank you. I say to the sword.
Good lord. It was like Asmodeus and shit in my eyes.
You hear a voice in your head, Tom, saying, "We shall bring sunlight to the darkness. We shall drive back the evil."
Pray that we can, I say in my head. wish nothing more.
I know we can't hear this,
You can't hear it. Yeah, he's just talking to
but
himself now.
isn't it apt that the character who speaks in third person has a sword that speaks in third person?
It's only right.
Ziddy, if you don't mind, I can see in the dark, and that sword still hurts my eyes. So I'm going to walk in front of you.
I'm okay.
I can see in the dark. I don't need it.
Well,
And I will be keeping up with him.
I'm enjoying the light, I'm afraid. So I will walk behind you. I'm happy. I'll keep up the rear if it helps.
Well, there's certainly something ahead of us.
So ahead of you, Drodin, you see this trench. You realise this tunnel leads into a trench. You can see it continues to be 15, 20 foot wide, and walls each side about 50 foot high.
I don't particularly like this.
And
This
ahead of
feels like
you, in the centre of this trench, you can see looks like was probably a platform made of crystal, which is shattered into hundreds of pieces. Up on the walls ahead, there is a bit more light in this cavern. You can see cranes with platforms that are held about 30 foot up that are clearly used to pull things out of the trench. Sorry.
Well, this feels like we might be walking into a kill. Who are they? Oh, it's Nero. Never mind. This feels like I'm walking into a kill zone.
As you step forward, you can see periodically in the wall, like someone
Nero,
has,
do you
someone has taken. There's a delay. I think my internet's delayed as well. You can see that someone has sort of made foot and handholds in the wall. You could potentially climb it. Sorry, Veronica.
No, we're going to wait for you now.
Oh, for God's sake. I was just asking Nero if he recognised the area.
I ain't been here, but yeah, I've heard that this trench is. You can climb up the wall, quite simple. Or if someone's operating the lift, you can get in the lift, but I don't see no one. Seems a bit quiet, actually. Very quiet. And you listen, and all you hear is just gentle dripping of water. And just that sound of a large empty space. The air moving.
Before we begin to scale these walls, could someone with better ears than myself have a real good listen? Or eyes?
Hear any kind of sound of life whatsoever?
Give me a perception check. You hear the distant sound of angry voices and what sounds like steel on stone. Rhythmic and repeated.
There's some people, there's some sort of argument or angry voices I hear in the distance. And I mean, is there normally some sort of ritual that happens here with things get hit with stone, metal and stone? Or should we be more worried?
Nero will say, this place ain't a town, mate. It's just a, it's just a trading outpost. Ain't no rituals here.
So, steel on anything might be bad. Steel hitting anything, or is there a forge or what?
Not that I know of.
I think we ought to make haste, people. I feel like something is happening that we may need to assist with.
Well, should we get up there and check?
Who knows? There might be things for us to make dead.
If we want our information, we probably ought to make sure that the people here are safe.
Oh, yes, we don't make the people here dead. We just make whatever might be causing them problems dead.
Just for your reference, south is left, north is right. This weird thing that wizards seem to do where they make north to the right on the map. So the tunnel goes south to north, where you are, the trench. As you get to that spot, you can see light coming from above. You can't see where it's coming from because of this 50-foot wall, but there is definitely light above. You can see that it's an enormous cavern, but it's probably, the ceiling's probably about 30 foot high. And you can see stone columns over the edge of the trench protruding up, clearly what is holding the ceiling up. And Serdi, you can hear, probably closer by than those sounds of swords on, and you think now it might be swords, not pickaxes. There is also the sound of lots of dripping water hitting tarps or cloth or something. Serdi, you can probably turn your sword off now, I think.
Why?
It's really bright. It's literally like waving the sun around and everyone can see you. I'm sure people up there will see you.
It's sort of nice though, isn't it? To have some daylight. You're not
Actually, it hurts my eyes.
Wow, okay. I'll see. No.
I'm just going to go and stand outside of the...
Well, I'll in my head, I'll ask the sword to... Can we turn the light down a little more?
We must fight the darkness.
We will.
I have been in darkness for 1,000 years.
I wish to do the same.
I will not be extinguished.
Sounds like a toxic relationship to me.
Roll a persuasion check.
Clear and defined boundaries, people.
You Grunty's grumpy.
Yeah.
Who's
The
typing
worst.
that? It's
The worst
Veronica. I shall bathe you all in the light of the dawn. I shall not be extinguished.
Daddy, for God's sake, please turn your glow stick off.
I don't know how. I'll stay at the back and run in if it needed. I don't know how to turn it off.
Is there not a button or something? Put it in its sheath. Have you got a sheath for it? Put it in its sheath and then at least it'll be contained.
Throw a blanket over it or something.
In my head, please,
Yes,
we
just
don't.
put it in the bag of holding.
No, it can't go. In my head, I'll say we don't want to give away our position before we illuminate the place.
I'm literally a 9-foot silhouette if I'm in front of you.
I don't know what to do. I will hide it under my cloak of billowing.
Okay.
We
Hide
need
it.
for something.
There's definitely a smell of material starting to catch and
No.
smoke. You can see smoke coming off Serdy's cloak.
Oh, no. Okay. You guys go ahead and call me if you need me. I'm going to stay in the corridor. Ambrose, go with them.
Can I like trade in a level or something just to be able to cast darkness once?
I can cast darkness. I'm a drow. I'm going to cast darkness on Serdy.
Okay, darkness on Serdy.
Just it doesn't require a spell slot. I think it's an innate thing. I just do it once.
It is.
Once a day.
No, but no. Now Serdy can't see.
Well,
That's his problem.
yeah,
We
he should have
couldn't
thought
see
about
for the whole walk up here.
He should have thought about the fact he's blinding two of the party with a fucking sword that he can't turn off.
Okay, it is pitch black, Serdy. You can't see anything.
Okay, I'll just say out loud to the others. I'll stay here then for a minute, and I'll catch up. I think I remember which. Well, I can hear you walking, so I know which direction to walk in. But I'll figure this out, and I'll catch you up.
Firstly, is my speech at all up to date with my face?
Can't even
Well,
see
we
your
can't see your
face.
face.
I can see your face. Do some talking.
Imagine when we're in the room with you, it's exactly tied. It's exactly the right, exactly tied together.
It's almost lifelike.
Although weirdly, you're showing on the stream, but you're not showing on my cameras, so I don't know.
No, I can't see you in the
I can see you fine.
Yeah,
I can't.
I can see you now.
From just outside the range of darkness, can I shout inside? Serdy, can your sword hear me?
I'll ask it. Can you hear my companion?
Yes. I also hear the pursuit above.
There is a pursuit happening above, and yes, she can hear you.
Good. Well, listen here.
Go ahead, sorry.
Are you happy now? Now it's dark. Are you glad that stropping is what got you here? Now we can take away the darkness if you work with us, because I am the captain of this crew, and just because you have your own goals doesn't mean we're only going to work to your goals. You have to work as a member of the crew now. Do you understand me? Will you turn it down?
You hear a voice in your head, Serdy. I am the dawn, and I will not be held back by magical darkness. And the magic darkness dissolves, and it is even brighter than before. 30 foot of light, bright sunlight.
My fucking heart.
Okay, I'm gonna walk back down the corridor a little way till they're out of the sunlight. I'm gonna sit down.
We're turning this car around.
I'm gonna lay the sword on my lap.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna think to it in my head. I want the same as you. I want to bring light to the darkness. I want enemies of the light to flee. But there are times when to do so, we need to move in the darkness, to stay quiet and hidden. We are going to have the opposite effect if we don't do so now. We must make our way in quiet so we can see the situation and help. We can't bring light if we die in the journey. Please, let me quieten your light at times so that we may bring light in the long run.
Okay, give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
It's so not good at it.
And you will hear the voice, and it sounds softer now. I have been alone in the darkness for so long.
I will not let you be alone again. You're with me, and I will stay with you. we can talk the whole time, but I will not let you be. You'll not be alone.
The light shrinks to 5 foot. It does not extinguish. But it does shrink.
Thank you. This is a compromise. This will have to do. I'll pick up the sword again and walk back to the others. This is best I could do. I will stay away from you all, and it's my risk.
It's like 5 foot of bright light and another 5 foot of dim light, so it's not quite so bad. It's just like someone, you know, like when you go to the cinema and someone's looking at their phone, you kind of keep seeing it out the corner of your eye, but it's not blinding you now. That's a bad analogy for a D&D game, sorry.
Regardless, I think as Sudi walks off to go and give his sword to talking to, in a literal blind panic, Droden is going to try and scramble up that wall.
Okay, give me an athletics check, please.
It's going to go bad because it's -1. I got a 0.
You literally go for the first foothold and just your foot slips out.
It's just me crawling at the wall.
Yeah. And
Grym
those of you
put his back
watching,
against the...
yeah.
Sorry.
I say you're watching Droden do that. You kind of, even as a dwarf, you like they look like really good handholds that are probably just made so that everyone can easily climb up. And you're quite surprised that he failed.
Can Graham like put his back against the wall and hold his hands to kind of like if Droden steps on his hands, he can kind of help kind of boost him up. It's just like keep an eye on your hands. Make sure you've got a firm foothold before you try and move your weight onto it, and rock climbing instructor him up the rest of the wall.
Which wall are you going up, Droden? The one by you or the one by Grym?
This one.
Okay. Okay. Roll with advantage.
Still think I'm going to do bad. A 12.
It is enough. Actually, now that Grym showed you how to do it and it's giving you a hand, yeah, you kind of feel a little bit embarrassed that you slipped off the first time. But you see as you...
I have one bad arm.
Yeah.
It takes practice, lad. It takes practice. Don't you worry.
Oh, you haven't seen my mangled arm, have you, Grym? It looks like a dry noodle.
Well, sometimes life gives us... I haven't even got a pep talk ready for this. Just get up that wall. Keep going.
As you extend the wall, Droden, it is about 50 feet, and you do get up with no problems. You see the ceiling is about 30 foot high. There's lots of stone columns which look natural, but some of them have been carved to make them look more attractive, and probably to ensure they don't take up as much room. You can see stone lampposts all the way across this large market area. They are shimmering with a sort of continual light magic which you would recognize straight away, and you can see in the light of those, you know, countless fountains, waterfalls, streams and pools, and indeed you can see stalactites up above you that are dripping water onto leather tarps that just cover to like the east and west, so up and down on the map, just these merchant stalls everywhere. And beyond those stalls you can see these well tended gardens of fungus and mould, as well as some stone bridges across this trench. And it is quite tranquil and quite beautiful with all of the fountains and waterfalls. But as you get up, you hear the noise that Sudi talks around, and off to the northeast you see two huge Duergar, 8 foot tall grey dwarves, chasing after some rather panicked looking deep gnomes. And I shall show you where. So here. Is that pinged? That's not pinging. See that?
Oh, right, yeah. I see. This camp.
So you see these two deep gnomes running and these two huge enlarged grey dwarves giving pursuit with pickaxes.
And then I'm also assuming I'm not seeing a specific group of people to the north.
No, you can see a bunch of human-looking people to the north gathered around a marketplace and a large bunch of tents and a huge kind of squat building. Yeah, you can definitely see them.
I think I'm just going to lean over the trench wall and just look down at the rest of the group. Everybody else coming up. There's some weird stuff going on up here.
Such as?
Well, it looks like there's a group of Dwagar chasing down some deep gnomes, which is strange. It looks like there's a large cluster of Dwagar at another one of the gates. But it also looks like there might be some drow in the territory at the moment.
Or which would Dradin, when he's doing this, would he kind of point in directions
he
as to
would
what?
point.
Yeah.
So
I think
so humans are kind of upwards on the map, west. The Dwergar chasing are kind of to the northeast. So yeah, sort of diagonal down and forward.
so. As soon as there's mentions of something going on with the Dwergar and the deep gnomes, Grym's running to the other side and helping himself up that wall.
Yeah. Okay, give me an athletics check, please. Yeah, you'll zip up there, no problem at all.
As spry as a whippersnapper.
Yeah. Like a younger dwarf. What's everyone else doing? Grim's just scampered up this
Grim,
wall.
it's not our business.
So though, we've just worked hard to make sure that we've got good relations with those deep gnomes.
And he is the cousin's king. I mean, the king's cousin.
Or the cousin's king, yeah. I'll take that.
Okay, let's save the day again. I will just, if I may, fly up and avoid an athletic.
You may. And indeed you see what they're talking about as soon as you get up. I assume Derrindale will come up as well.
Ambrose will go and I will follow behind at a distance.
Yeah, athletics check, please. So you see this marketplace sprawling out in front of you, and indeed, as you see what Grim is talking about, two huge grey dwarves. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. You see these two huge grey dwarves are clearly enlarged, magically enlarged, and you can see these two gnomes are dashing between the stalls, and actually the marketplace looks like it's been abandoned. The stalls are empty, there are no goods on any of the stands. A couple of them even are sort of knocked over and look damaged. It is almost as if the place is abandoned, except for these four figures. As you look across, you see the deep gnomes are panicking and darting in and out of the stalls, trying to stay out of the reach of these dwarves. And indeed, as you look, you see a little blue-skinned gnome who seems to be hiding in underneath one of the carts, and seemingly has not been noticed. And he does seem to notice you all coming up the wall.
I would continue towards them, except for I keep colliding with a wall.
Yeah, I can't move.
Okay.
So
All right. I will delete the wall. There you go.
thank you.
Think. I think once Grim starts to get into the actual kind of perimeter of the
Mhm.
the different stands, I think he'll just shout, "Halt! What is happening here?"
And what language do you say that in?
However, undercommon.
Undercommon. Okay. You see the two gnomes sort of shimmer and blur, and it's almost like they're not where they're actually standing. They're kind of moving rapidly and a bit weird, and the dwarves seem to have them sandwiched in with their pickaxes, but they hear you shout in Undercommon and turn and stop for a minute. What's your business here? We are
Is that one of the?
Yeah, one of the Dwergar will be like, we are searching for thieves.
And what did they take?
They took a gem from one of ours. They've stolen it. They are thieves. Deep gnomes are thieves. So come, brother, help us capture these thieves and bring them to justice.
Not all deep gnomes are thieves. And not all thieves are deep gnomes. Let's make sure we've got that straight. However, thievery will not be permitted. And I'm now talking more generally to make sure that I'm catching the deep gnomes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the best chance anyone has right now of successfully coming out of this encounter is to come and talk to me and explain yourselves. I'm no foe to either of you, Durgar or Deep Gnome. Now, if you can explain yourselves and we can come up with a fair way of dealing with this. You hear me?
You see one of the young gnomes. She is shimmering and flickering and blurring. It's hard to it's almost painful to look at her because she's shifting so much in your vision. You can see she has white hair with pink dyed hair strands running through it, plaited quite tightly. They've taken our leader, and we're trying to get her back. We were trying to get into their warehouse, yes, but we were not thieves. We were trying to see why they are holding her, to free her.
Okay, now that is a different side to the story. And this is why we need to talk to work through our issues rather than just coming to blows. So, how about you two and you over there? And I'll point to the blue one. Come over here. You can stand with my friends. They'll keep an eye on them, so you two don't have to worry. Pointing at the Jurgar. And we'll have a sit down and we'll have a chat. Any issue with that?
Why do you not help us, brother? Just take these thieves back to our quarter and have them interrogated.
I am helping you. It will be a form of interrogation.
You see this blazing beacon of Surdy sort of coming up behind you.
For fluff reasons, as said he's carrying the sword and it's glowing like this, can I make my eyes glow a bit brighter as well? So I
Yeah.
feel like that might be intimidating as well. These two
Yeah.
glowing eyes and the glowing sword.
One of the other gnome, a bald-headed deep gnome, will be like, "Is that an elemental that's really far away, or a really little one that's quite close? It's quite fierce with its flaming sword. I think it's small but close."
I
It's a
love the
pain in the
details
ass.
so much. They're my favourite thing.
The Dwergar will be like, "Fine, we will sit. What jurisdiction do you have here?" Clearly wearing the armor of the king. Are you here on official
Whose name I
business?
can't remember.
That's okay. We'll just
And it's
call him
none
the
of that.
king.
I want to say like Hogarth Shadow Steel or something like that.
It is something like that. I can't. Horgar. Is it Horgar? Yeah, I
I
can't
can't find
remember
him
it
in my
either.
notes.
I'll just Google it. I should remember. King of Grak. It is Horgar Steel Shadow the 5th.
I was so close.
You were. Look,
Yeah.
these
I represent the
brother,
king.
you do represent the king. Then you will know these Mantle Derith has been a trade post for many decades, and we have an accord. There is no trouble here. This is not a town or a city. It is simply a trading post, and everyone obeys the rules. These gnomes tried to break into our warehouse. They have committed a crime.
And we need to find out why. And whilst we're doing that, you can fill out the forms for the arrest.
Forms. Okay. But the
You
warehouse...
have properly documented our current issues, have you not?
it's not something that we normally do. The boss does that.
The boss? Oh, so we just hand over our responsibility to someone else? Is that what we do now? Is that what the Jurgar are about? Answer me truthfully.
All of the proper paperwork will be done, I assure you. Sir, I assure you.
It needs to be done before the action. If it is done in retrospect, then it can be found null and void in any court under our jurisdiction, and you know that.
I know, but
any Jurgar will know that.
I followed the order. I didn't fill out the form for, inappropriate order, because I felt it was appropriate.
There's no reason for that. It's never not appropriate to fill out a form.
Right. I really hate forms.
I know you do. Everyone does. But you still have to do it.
In the background, Jordan will go, "I love forms."
Okay, some people like forms. The majority of people like forms. Some of us maybe not so keen. But you need to do the forms. We'll deal with these and we'll come to an appropriate punishment if it is deemed suitable. And if I hear any more back chat, I'll be dealing directly with you two. You hear me?
Yeah, we'll start the forms now. Yes.
That's good to hear. Now you three over here now.
You're talking to the gnomes?
Yeah.
Okay. The two do seem a little less worried, but you are quite stern, so they are reluctant. They are still flickering and blurring, and then suddenly they coalesce into one as the magic ceases.
Oh, thank goodness. I'd already got enough of a headache without all that going on.
Look, we didn't steal anything. They've captured our leader, Yantha Coxrock, and we want her back because this is against the Treaty of Mantle Derith.
Okay, just explain it to me, Captain. She'll figure out what to do with you.
Which one's the captain?
you
The
can see
glowing
that-
one?
Now the little one with wings. Far scarier than me. You'll see that Grym has been breathing quite heavily. Like, he hasn't got the stamina to keep up the charade of being the scary order giver kind of person. So he's just going to find a pistol to lean against and heavy breathe.
The little bald-headed gnome is still under the stall. Just kind of gives you a thumbs up and a smile. But he's close, but he doesn't want to come out. He will come out. Yes. I'm thanking you for the help, people. Yeah.
Let's go sit with the rest of your friends, shall we?
I don't really know them, but yes, it's a bit of a dangerous place, you thinking? I'm not very happy. I'm Peebles.
I'm sorry.
So,
What?
if you don't know them,
What?
are you saying...
Peebles?
Sorry, what?
Peebles.
Pibbles.
Peebles.
Peebles.
Not Pibbles. Pibbles is my sister. Peebles.
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 I can't hear these letters. I don't know what's happening.
Does the dwarf need a ear trumpet?
I mean, that would be quite useful.
Yeah. Okay.
The wax build up. It's not like it used to be. So much more difficult to keep on top of.
Don't suppose you've seen a beholder anywhere?
No. Look, people?
Yeah, Peebles.
Do you know these two? And you two, do you know people?
Not really. We don't know him, no. I think he's a visitor. Doesn't work here.
So not involved in what was going
Not really, no. Yes, I'm not here for that. I'm here for beholders. I've heard there is one here.
Now, you're introducing a new tangent into what we're currently trying to deal with. People, if you could just wait over there with the big guy with the hat, we'll get to you in a moment.
I'll deal with Peebles.
Okay, yeah, all right.
What's that?
What's that?
For the upcoming discussion, when we start questioning them and they start telling us the story, I would like to cast the Zone of
Okay.
Truth. I will tell them beforehand that I'm going to cast it. I'll go for like a really, like, this is happening for these reasons, da-da-da, this is so and so forth, da-da-da. This will be, like, noted throughout. Discussion will be, you can, after 6 months, you can request for your identifying information to be destroyed, so on and so forth, and you can see that he starts to fall asleep halfway through repeating the memorized script.
You're such a HR person.
I'm not, but I am in this very particular game. I either was the HR person or I, due to my lineage, have to fill out a shit ton of forms.
You're it's like Grim aspires to be the malice, to be the HR.
No, it's like he has spent 323 years filling out forms, and he cannot wait till he doesn't have to see another one. Yeah, so it'll be a DC 15 charisma saving throw, but they can just accept it, I think. Like, it's only if they argue with it, and hopefully they don't.
Yeah, they don't.
Okay, can you just tell us from the beginning?
Yeah, these gnomes were caught trying to break in to the Dwergar warehouse. Sovereign soil of Grakostug. They were...
No, not you. The gnomes. I want.
Oh, well,
So
yeah.
you were breaking in?
Yeah, we kind of... we weren't stealing anything, but they've taken Yantha hostage, and that's against the rules, and we want to get her back. We need to release her. They're accusing her of all sorts of crimes.
Okay. You two, pointing at the Dwergar, have you taken Yantha?
Not me, but yes, it is true. They are being held. If you mean the leader of the gnomes, yes.
And what evidence do you have against them?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to talk to the boss.
I'll look at
Look,
Grim.
What
Sounds
I
like
was...
we're going to have to talk to the boss.
I was told that she stole a gem from Grimgol. So it's a simple case of theft. A gem worth a great deal of money. And Grimgol is a good friend of the chief negotiator, so it was a foolish thing to steal. She has refused to return it, so they are holding her until she gives it back. Simple. No harm will come to
There was
her.
me. There was me talking to a muted mic. You two, is that true? Did you steal the gem?
I didn't steal anything. The other one will be like, no, neither
But-
did I. I'm not even convinced that Yanta stole anything. She's not a thief.
Okay, so we know that these two are telling the truth. They didn't steal the gem, so you can strike that from their record.
Well, they still trespassed, didn't they? They were still breaking into sovereign Grakostug land.
And I didn't tell you to strike that from their record, did I?
No,
Are you questioning me, boy?
no, just reminding, sir.
I might be old, but my memory is not lacking. I do not need to be reminded.
Very good, sir. Won't remind you anymore of anything.
Good. Now you'll speak when you're spoken to.
Yes,
Captain?
sir.
Well, it sounds like we've got to the bottom of what's happening with these two. What we really need to find out is, are they unlawfully holding, what was her name?
Yanta?
Yanta.
Yan.
Yanta Coaxrock. Yeah, she's a good person.
Mm.
Chief trader.
It sounds like there's been a bit of skipping out on filling out the required form.
They both the dwarves sort of lower their head and then shrink to normal size.
Grim, do you have the authority to essentially audit the process here?
Well, generally we have an auditor who would come in, but I do suppose that on the occasion and given the location, I could audit the processes, make sure that they have all the forms, and enact any punishments that are required for if they have failed to follow procedure.
Okay, then. Then I think you two, pointing at the gnomes, should come with us to. You can plead your case, but it does sound like you are guilty of trespassing, and you two can show us to the leader.
Yeah, but we're only guilty of trespassing because they kidnapped someone.
A crime is a crime is a crime. Trespassing is trespassing.
Don't you have...
Perhaps the context will impact your sentencing, but all the same, there need to be consequences.
Okay.
You're just lucky they're not the consequences they were originally likely to be, and I will eyeball the two Dwergar. Come on then, show us the way.
They will lead you down through sort of to the east. Wizards of the Coast, please just make maps so north is up like normal because it's so confusing. What were you thinking?
Let's just do up, down, left, and right.
Yeah,
Other than I'm not very
exactly.
good
The
at left
DM
and right.
says goes. If you want up to be north, up is north.
Yeah.
The alternative option, mate, is just rotate the map.
I know, but I can't do it now because I've put all the walls and everything in. It would take too long to... I'd have to redo the work. And I'm lazy. The dwarves will lead you through the marketplace to the east, and there you will see quite a lot of Dwergar guards. And as you approach quite a large group, you will see a number of the Dwergar just fade and turn invisible, leaving only 4 behind. Behind them you see a huge iron or metal gate and fence, beyond which you can see quite a well tended and neat garden full of fungus and molds and various edible products.
Before we continue, I had forgotten that we have Lebith, Lebulf.
Ebolth.
It's Beebolf.
Apologies, with us. What did they need? They don't need to come in here if they're not
Wait.
involved.
Why are
Beebolf
you
are
looking
like,
for
I'm
a
gonna
beholder?
wait out here if that's okay. I don't want to meet lots of Dwergar. I want to meet beholders.
Why are you looking for beholders, peoples?
I love them. They're the best. I love them so much. They're just so good. They're really weird, and I like it.
It checks out. Yeah, I'm not really the person to argue with him on that front.
Pulse. That's the deadliest thing.
But then why were you hiding?
Didn't want to get beaten the shit out of me by the big Dwergar thugs.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yep, that's me. I've heard a rumor that there is a beholder here.
Yes, tell me more about this beholder that's here.
It's here somewhere. I think it might be friends with the humans, or maybe the drow. But the humans won't let me in.
Why would it be friends with humans?
I'm not an expert on beholders. I just like them.
I think you need to do more research, peoples.
That's why I'm here.
Yes, not maybe Maybe not in-person research. It might be a bit too dangerous for you.
I'm not the best reader, so I thought I'd do it in person.
Maybe you should learn to read better. So, at the very least, when you get to meet a lovely beholder, you're very prepared for how hinged they are.
Yeah, I'm hoping. But reading takes ages, and just jumping in with both feet is pretty quick.
Yes, but it can also be pretty fatal, peoples.
Yeah, that's fine. I've never met a beholder that I didn't like.
Well, we've met a spectator.
Never met a beholder.
We've met a spectator, and he didn't like us very much.
I'm not here to spectate. I want to experience.
No, a spectator is a lesser form of beholder.
Right.
Because, you get it. Spectator, beholder. There's also a gazer.
Is your
They all seem to be named after
captain,
looking at things.
Your captain looks pretty like she's just given up. Is she okay?
I don't know.
Look,
Are
if
you
you
okay,
want to
Captain?
help
Just
me get
give
the
some
beholder, let's do it after you've done your forms. I mean, it sounds pretty boring.
Yeah, sure. Drodin, do we need to see a beholder? Do we need to help this guy? Because it feels like a meal to someone on a silver platter.
Peoples would be a meal to a beholder on a silver platter, certainly. And technically, no. It's not any of our business. I can't imagine a beholder is much of a sign of some of the things that we're having to deal with that are more pressing. But it is a concern in its own way. But it...
I just don't understand. Like, you're a fan of them. What do you? You just want to meet one and be able to tell the tale and survive, or do you want to be killed by one? Because that is what they are best at.
I just
Are you asking me or
need
people?
to find one and get the visuals.
Get its visuals.
Yeah, get its visuals.
What does that mean? One of its eyes?
Yeah, I just need to see it.
I mean, I think we have a spectator
Why?
eye still. It might be a little ripe, though.
I'll take it if you've got one. That sounds brilliant.
It's
It's very old.
It's fine. It's fine. So Drodin and Serdi, as you're talking to this, you've both got quite good passive perception. You will notice. So he's wearing relatively good clothes that have obviously he's been on the road a long time. He is carrying a bag, which is some kind. It's like a white fur, and it looks really familiar. In fact, it's the same shade as Derendil. This bag looks quite heavy. In fact, now you look at it, it looks exactly like the fur on Derendil.
Like, let me give you some advice, friend.
Yes.
It might be better to hide your bag from our colleague.
This is what to keep my things in.
Well, what's it made of?
Quaggoth.
Yes. So our colleague over there, Quaggoth, who is the thinking.
Quaggoth don't think, they're just kind of like
Oh, he
big
does.
scared cows.
He thinks right up until the point in which he tears things apart.
I'm
Right.
going to highlight this point.
He
We're
will,
just going,
he will
Derendil,
move the strap and just like put the bag behind him. Got to put it under his cloak.
To emphasise the point, Traden will just go, Darendil, how are you today? I haven't asked yet.
Marvelous, actually. Today, yeah, very good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good.
How are you?
You know, you're... Oh, very good. Thank you for asking.
Can I
bored,
just say,
aren't
I would like to congratulate you because you haven't walked into any fire traps for quite a while.
No. We haven't got to murder anything recently as well, which has been a bit of a downer, but fingers crossed soon.
Well, you know, I don't like murdering things, but I kind of do now. Maybe it's the Quaggoth part of me.
I'm just looking at the dwarf, looking in the eyes, people in the eyes, and like smiling as the conversation's happening.
Darendil will like claws like daggers will just like gently scratch his face with this sort of like 3-inch claw. And Peebles will be like, right, I'm going to go and look for beholders. If you want to join me later, feel free. Bye. And we'll just sort of wander off into the marketplace.
What a strange man.
How close were Tink and Grym to that conversation?
I mean, you're close. You probably heard. I mean, you don't know it was Quaggoth hide, but you probably heard Serdi say, "Oh, I'd probably hide your bag," but you may not have realised why he said it. But you would have heard him say, "Oh, it's Quaggoth. Yeah, it's made of. What's it made of? It's made of Quaggoth." So he did
not
admit
that.
that.
It's when he said, "Quaggoth, don't think."
Yeah.
It's the poaching
I feel like at
that's
that
getting
moment
to me,
we would
but
have.
I imagine.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine Captain would have. Tink would have gone for it, and Grym would have followed. So
I just thought you were reacting and like so raging that you just.
And here I was worried it was going to be about the Spectre. I was like, I'm a little bored we haven't killed anything recently.
He is wandering away, but he's still within earshot if you want to go after him.
Chase him down and beat him up.
would I know if there are any laws that would affect this territory around poaching?
So you would, I mean, you're probably not an expert, but you suspect that this would be like a, what's the word? I guess it's the same. Sorry?
Like a taboo?
No, I mean, with regards to the laws here, it probably has its own laws, except for the individual places of each nation. So the Duergar, beyond this gate, it's probably Duergar rules and classed as Duergar territory. But the marketplace, is
and the
open.
Duergar will work in a certain way, but everyone else will work in their way. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But when they come into the open area in the centre, it will be an open place rather than under any one.
I'm slightly
specific
worried
set
that
of
Tink
rules.
is going to release her soul explosive at this point.
I'm torn between this isn't the hill to die on, and Tink would have probably at some point in that gone up to him, tried to shove him, realised it's more of a gentle caress. And just get her face right up in his and be like, "What did you say about Quaggle?"
I said they're just like big, mean, brainless things.
Is that still your opinion now that you have heard our friend?
Well, that one's clearly not stupid, but yeah, all the other ones are. Is he a magical experiment?
What else do you have in your bag?
It's mine. It's just things. Why do you want to see in my bag?
What kind? Yes, very much.
Why?
We're still trying to figure out if
Because-
that gem's been stolen. You better prove that you don't have it.
Fine. He will open the bag and let you look in. There's nothing in here. I haven't stolen anything. I'm not a thief. Just opening it, you can see what looks like a pair of flint knives. You can see a big spool of thread and like a pin cushion with some quite large looking iron needles in it, and then what looks like a copper, canteen for water, and some rations. Don't see anything else in there.
He's just Buffalo Billing everything, isn't he? He's just skinning it and making something out of it.
He's a trapper.
Is he a trapper or is he like full-blown Ed Gein? We don't know. I don't trust him.
Get a new bag by the time we're done here and we see you next.
Just told him to kill something else.
I don't see the offense, but sure. What? Are you so angry because you're so little that the anger is more concentrated? It's just a bag. It's just it's like a bag made of lizard leather.
It is a bag made of my friend. Now, if you do not get yourself a new bag made not out of friends, then I will turn you into my pet.
Right. Okay. Clearly, you're not going to help me find a beholder, so I'm going to go. And if the market was open, I could shop for a bag, but the bag market is closed.
Guess I'm turning you into a bag next time I see you.
Right, I'm going now. Nice to meet you, crazy lady. And he will turn and walk away. And then hurry off. And as he gets slightly further away, he'll
Can
just
hear
get faster
Tiggs.
and faster.
Okay.
Captain, if it comes to it, you can always have him
What?
arrested for inappropriate lisping. We might be able to get him flayed.
Oh, you can just kill him.
I feel like him being flayed would help cheer up those two. And I'll point to the two dwarves that have had quite a dressing down today. I'll get started on the forms just in case.
One of the Dwergods just raise a hand and is looking at you.
Go
just
ahead.
To be clear, killing someone here would be a crime against the Treaty of Manteldereth 1464. Just saying, sorry, sir. I'm sure you knew that.
No,
Wasn't
that is-
telling you.
No, that is fair, and I'm sorry for the turn I took with you earlier. We walked into a difficult situation, and we just want to make sure that everything is okay. But you keep an eye on that one over there, the one running away. If he's found to be poaching, maybe find something else that he's done wrong as well. Just double down on it, and then treat him appropriately.
Yes, sir.
Any unsigned forms regarding that, you give them my name.
Very.
I will
good,
deal
sir.
with it.
Do you want me to follow him now?
Captain? Maybe not. So
Yes.
he is going after. Are you sure? Because he's going after a beholder, and I don't really want to send these into a beholder.
Oh, they should never put themselves in danger, but if there's a witness to his own foolishness, well, we have a record of their death.
Okay, well, yeah. So keep an eye on him, but as soon as it's out of your territory and you don't feel completely secure in following him, or anything seems to be going awry where you might put yourselves in harm's way, you get out of there. I don't want any harm coming to either of you.
If you
Very
see a beholder, leave immediately.
Yeah, preferably don't even see a beholder.
You want us both to go, sir? Both of us.
Well, it'd be good if you had backup.
Yeah,
I don't want
very
one
good.
of you running into a bad situation.
Thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure to deal with such a professional, high-ranking Dwegar such as yourself. Is it true what they say about the king?
Well, I don't know. What is it they're saying about the king?
They say he sleeps on a bed of forms.
Well, it's not completely incorrect, but it was only the once.
Alright, thought so. He
He
lives and
sleeps on a
breathes the
what?
law. A bed of forms.
Oh,
There were too many paper cuts, and it didn't work out. But he thought it could be a thing, and so yes, it's true. But that just stays between you and me, okay?
Yeah, of
I'd
course.
be really embarrassed if he knows that's going round.
Yeah, of course. Of course. We won't say anything, sir. We'll follow the gnome. He's disappearing. Heading towards the bridges.
Okay.
We will see where he's going. And they kind of trot off and seem a little bit relieved to be leaving. So you see 4 Dwegar guards guarding a large iron gate to what looks like a garden. There are a number of stone outbuildings which sit around a small pool which seems to fill up from a waterfall in the cavern wall. It looks clear and fresh. As I mentioned, as you approached, there was more Dwegar and a number of them disappeared, leaving just 4 behind, and they are all just stood with pickaxes watching you.
Grim, you might have to do introductions, I'm afraid.
I mean, how do you want me to? What are we trying to get out of this?
I assume your title holds sway, and
Well, not.
have witnessed some bad practice. Now, on behalf of or this isn't continuing. I don't know. You're the one that wanted to get involved.
I just wanted them to not kill people.
It sounds like they might have someone they without evidence. So
I'm sorry, you're cutting out so much that I'm trying, but I don't know what's being said. If we go in, is there anything that we want to get out of this discussion other than figuring out what's going on with the person's name I can't remember?
Peebles. Or
The leader of the Deep Gnomes, there's something.
But to find out where we want to be. So anyone indebted to us here would be good.
I'm not sure Graham's even completely sure why we're in Mantle Dereth. Like, he's just going along for the ride, so...
Well, Rodin, we need to find a way to get to the library.
Yes, Graven Hollow.
I didn't
Okay.
want to say the words in case we were overheard, but I think any faction would be good, but if someone, yes, as I said, having someone indebted to us would be useful, I think.
Okay. So we'll go in, see if we can sort these two out so nothing bad happens to them. Get some answers as to their leader. See if anyone knows about Graven Hollow. And then what was that bloke's name? It wasn't Grom, it was the other one, wasn't it? No, the wizard.
Oh. Grumsh. Something.
No,
Grumpf.
Grumph, that was it.
Grumpf Bainray.
we were
Is he the one we're expecting to find here?
we were looking to find
No.
a way to Vizarundavir.
Oh yes, that's the one that might be able to help you. I think Grump's the one
Yes,
that did it,
Grom's
isn't he?
the one that did it. Vizarundavir is the one that might be able to help us, who is exiled from Men's Baranzan. But here
Okay.
we find our way to Grim Hollow, to Graven Hollow, to try and find the spell that will banish the demons, so that we can go to Vizarundavir for help casting it, and also pass that information back to the Society of Brilliance to pay for the gem that we have in my sword.
Okay. Now,
Quick recap.
you two, and I'll turn to the deep gnomes. I need you two to be polite. I need you two to be sorrowful.
We would
We're gonna have
prefer not to go in there. They've already captured one of us. We saw they were hanging her over a zone. If you know what that is. You'd be old enough to know what a zone is, I think. I'll show you. They said they were going to feed her to it if she didn't tell them where the gem was.
okay. That changes things. Captain, I'm out of my depth here. I cannot go in and I fight with my brethren if we need to save her. That I can't do.
It sounds unlawful.
Is there a way of lawfully exonerating her?
I mean, at the moment, it's probably more about making sure that she doesn't get eaten by the Zorn.
Let's see if we can have a talk with her before she gets fed to the Zorn, whatever that is.
Derendil's here. I don't want to sound like I'm getting ideas above my station, but does anyone think it's not quite right here? I have a weird feeling.
Oh, it's definitely not quite right.
It's a market town, and they're all supposed to be cooperating, and they're fighting with each other and stealing things, and
Yes.
the market's closed. I mean, I thought we were going to have a shopping episode, and that's clearly not happening now.
It does seem familiar, does it not?
Maybe.
What happened in Boston? Feel there may be influence at work. Just give me the word, Captain, and I will light up this cavern like it was daylight.
Please don't.
You hear a voice in your head. Yes, let's show the darkness what it means to feel the sun.
No.
maybe give us another word before you give him the word so that we aren't blinded? Be grand.
So I have intact eyes in my skull.
I like my corneas where and how they are. Thank you very much. Okay. Off we go. Do we want to leave the deep gnomes outside with like Derendil or someone? Okay.
Your voice was working, by the way,
Okay.
last time you spoke. Yeah, the deep gnomes will happily
But I
not.
get.
Sorry.
It was working. It wasn't. Then you tried to speak again.
I thought I had to say baguettes or something. I was very
Yeah.
confused.
Baguettes.
Oh, good old technical difficulties.
Well, let's. Grim, could you get us inside and get us 10 minutes discussion with the suspect?
So, excuse me, lads. Seems that we need to have a discussion.
About what? We're on
You've
lockdown right now.
apprehended. For what reason?
Theft.
Of a big important stone, right?
Yeah, a gem has been stolen and the gnomes are turning to crime, it seems. So we have closed our...
So what's this gem look like? I'll keep an eye out for you.
I don't know. Grimgol had it. Apparently it was stolen.
So Grimgol had a gem stolen, but can't provide a description of the gem so that you can appropriately identify it when you do find a
Well,
suspect.
no, I believe it's dark blue, maybe slightly purple, with a light inside of it.
Okay.
Very,
Bluey
very
purple,
special.
light inside of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we've just been involved in what I can only refer to as a kerfuffle that has included these two deep gnomes. And I'll point out to them. Now, they are currently under our protection, as agreed with some of your brethren. But we do need to carry out an investigation to find out who has stolen this gem. So we are here to help you, as we know for certain that it was not these two, even though it was believed that it could have been. And then we have also been informed that you are currently holding captive their friend and their group leader under the similar or same suspicion. If that is the case, then they do have the right to fair investigation and trial, and we would like to speak to them under such authority as that of the Court of Still Shadow.
Yes, as is proper. Do you wish to go in?
Yes. This group here will go in.
Can't the Drake can't go in. It will scare the steeders.
Do I know what steeders are?
They are basically what Dwergar use instead of horses. They are massive spiders.
Ambrose will stay outside. It's fine. She can wait.
Ambrose,
Okay.
keep an eye out for Peebles.
There you go. That's what a steed
Do not
looks
like them.
like. No,
No.
no, they're not pleasant. But they're quite quick and can carry quite a lot. And they are tameable ultimately. But they're always female steeders. The male ones are too small. Maybe Tink could ride a male one. I don't know. But they're not as big.
Okay. So the Drake will stay outside, and we will go in, talk to the captive.
Yeah, I probably should escort you in. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go. Well, what's your name, sir?
My name is Gauntlgrym Wargrace. And I'll find out my credentials and.
I think you fought with my grandfather, sir. He tells me the story of the dragon before Timberchild and how it went on a crazed rampage through the city, and I think you fought with my grandfather and helped to restrain the beast.
Most likely, I have fought with most grandfathers. With that age, you know. And that was a good dragon. Far more dragony than Timberchild, I must say. Never liked that one.
Yeah, a bit spoiled.
Bit of a superiority complex. Yeah.
My grandfather said it's so spoiled it's more of a butter dragon than a red dragon. I don't know what that means, but
I would much agree with your grandfather on that point.
right, well, I'll take you in.
Petulant little shit temper childless.
Still salty about nearly being eaten, are you?
Okay.
No, that would have been an entertaining way to go.
So one of the Dwergar, two of them lead you through. They are all like when Serdi walks close, they are kind of like covering their eyes. You can clearly see it is painful. Those of you that are stood with Serdi, it is starting to feel a bit less painful, but it is still quite painful to you, Grim, whenever he accidentally walks too close. They will lead you through this garden of mushrooms and fungus and all sorts of different. They open this door into this huge, stone warehouse. It's massive, and inside you can see boxes, crates, armor, swords. Every product that you saw in Gracklstugh is here in crates, but also there are too many to count Dwergar. Many of these huge spider-like creatures that they ride, and then they will lead you around the corner. You see within the warehouse there is almost like a building within the building. And the door is slightly ajar. You could see through the gap. You see a female gnome. She's wearing this robe that is covered in like hundreds of gems, twinkling, glittering in the low light. She has her hair up in a bun with a stick through it, and she's being hung on a rope over the top of a Zorn, this strange multi-legged creature with a mouth in the top of its head. It's a very odd, for those of you that have never seen one, 3 legs, 3 arms, and a huge mouth in the top of its torso. It's an odd thing. It seems quite placid, and it's just sort of sat down underneath her, but its mouth is open, and you see a dwarf in armor not dissimilar to Grimm's, but perhaps not quite. It's not full plate. It's more like half plate. Again, very pale skin. This person has a beard and a scar that runs kind of from just below the eye right across their mouth, and you see the scar in their beard. Right, tell me, gnome, where is the gem? Or I'll feed you to him. We do not stand for thieves. She'll be like, I didn't steal anything. I mean, I'm not even really a gnome. I'm just here, you know, on my holidays. And I don't appreciate being accused of theft. Like, I don't care. Just tell us where the gem is. Grimgol wants it back. You stole it. You were seen. Where is it? It's not on your person. Where is it? Like, I've never seen it before. It's not anything I know about. You're going crazy. You're just being stupid and accusing me of things I didn't do. And you see him loosen the rope and like jolt it, and she drops about a foot closer to these huge teeth on this thing's face.
Excuse me. I'll knock on the door.
So polite.
Yes. And you are?
Gauntlgrym Wargrace at your service. I was wondering if myself and my colleagues here could be of assistance. If it's useful
Yeah.
to you, I can make sure that she's telling the truth, and we can know if she's lying.
Okay, yes, that would be very useful. Thank you. I'm Guldar. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm head negotiator of Mantle Dereth on behalf of the great city of Grakostug, with the authority of King Hogar Steelshadow V.
Nice to meet you. Gauntlgrym Wargrace. Currently an adventurer under the whatever you said of King.
This gnome has stolen a gem of great value from one of ours.
Or is expected, and there's suspicion that they have stolen this gem. So far, I've not heard of much proof of it. Do you have any
Well-
proof so far?
We have the statement of a citizen of Grakostug that she took it.
Okay. And is there any corroborating evidence?
Well, Grimgol saw her steal it. He had a witness, he got reinforcements, and he caught her. But she does not seem to have it on her person. She has hidden it.
And
Who is Grimgol?
at what point after the theft was she caught?
I mean, this gnome has broken the pact of Mantle Dereth. She has stolen. Do you know how many decades we have had without crime here?
I understand that. However, there doesn't seem to actually be any evidence, any hard, provable evidence as to that point at the moment. So, if we are going to be carrying out a interrogation, like I said, I can make sure that she's telling the truth, and I can know if she's lying. So we can do that. You can ask your questions. Because
Okay.
the other thing is, if she didn't steal it, then your time is being wasted where it could be used elsewhere. So, should we all get set up in here then?
I can have Grimgol brought in if you want to check that he is telling the truth. He's Dwegar,
think
of
that could
course
be
he is
quite
telling
useful.
the truth. Why would he lie? It makes no sense.
I've known many a Durgar that can lie.
Really?
No, you haven't.
Well, I am not one of them. The gem was of high value, and this Yantha offered him. She told him it was worthless. She offered him a pittance for it, and when he realized that she had swindled him, we captured her.
But she didn't. I'm going to stay out of this. I'm not a Dragar.
No, it's a good question, but no, he did not, even at the pittance, He sensed that it was worth more and did not sell it. And yet, when he left the meeting, it was gone. She stole it. She's like, I didn't steal it. I'm not a thief. I'm the leader of the... I'm not... Well, I'm kind of a leader sometimes, but I'm kind of on holidays. So it's not right now, but I'm a professional. Why have you put me in this stupid dress? It's ridiculous. This is not what wizards wear. So stupid.
What exactly is the dress?
It is like it is like a long wizard's robe, and it just has the most garish gems all over it. It's absolutely peppered.
Okay, so it was
in
the
gems.
yeah.
And it's probably worth a few quid, but it just looks completely ridiculous. You might as well have wizard written on it, you know.
I think at that point, Jordan will be like, yeah, wizards definitely don't wear that.
Yeah, they've put it on me to make me feel stupid.
You do look rather stupid.
Yeah, you don't look so
I
smart
will,
yourself, Drow.
I think I look very fashionable, thank you very much. Oh, box's collar.
Guldur will
I'll
be like,
enter
fetch Grimgol. Yeah. And Dwego will run off.
And again, once everyone's there, I'll cast Zone of Truth.
Okay. Okay. The Dwegar will not resist. But Yantha will. Is it work? Is it on? Is this thing on? Is it working?
It's on. I would know if they succeeds or fails the saving throw.
She's failed.
She failed it. Okay.
Badly.
Cool. Okay. Continue with your questioning. I'll let you know if at any point she tells a lie. I also expect that my colleagues here will be able to question as they deem appropriate.
Right, gnome. Where is the gem? I don't know. I don't have it. The first part, I don't know, is a lie. Second part is not a lie.
I'll let them know, first part, that they don't know is a lie, and that they don't have it is the truth.
She'll be like, you're lying that I'm lying. That's a lie.
No, it's not, and I do not take kindly to being called a liar.
Well, you're a liar. Your magic didn't even work. It's a lie. I don't have it.
You really do need to stop lying. Well, we know that, but where is it?
Don't know.
Yes, you do.
It's a lie. No, I don't know.
Are you even really on holiday?
Yeah, I'm on holiday. It's a lie.
Are you
What?
really a gnome?
No, I'm not a gnome. Insulting. It's a lie.
Does she, as much as she's lying, does she appear to actually believe that she's telling the truth? Like, could it be?
How would you? Well, you can
something
give me
else
give me a perception check, maybe.
Would insight work?
Insight. Sorry, yeah, that's what I meant. remembering how this
Oh, no,
D&D
that's just
thing
me.
works. Yeah,
My
insight is the
perception and
right
my
thing.
insight are both equally as absolute shite. Absolute shite. I am not.
Can't tell. You
This
can't
was why
tell.
I let my mum down and didn't go into the court system.
It did tease you with the 20 there. You see the dice.
It
Kind
did.
of
It just went boink
Mhm.
onto a 2. It's like, look, you need to let me go. I don't have it, and I never had it. The second part of which is a lie.
What? I don't know this. Grim knows this. I don't know it's a lie, Grim.
I will be outright saying whether she's lying or telling the truth. This is my lowest intelligence character. I should not be questioning here. But anytime Matt says whether she's lying or telling the truth, Grim will be reporting that back.
I have a follow-up idea. Because Grim is effectively coming out and going, yes, they told the truth, yes, they lied, blah, blah, blah. Can Droden use detect thoughts and try to pry?
Okay, yes, you can. What's the saving throw for that?
I will tell you. I don't know if it's very much, but we will see. I just have to find the bloody thing. It is a DC 17 wisdom save, please.
Wisdom save. Okay.
It doesn't want.
It's magic, isn't it?
Yeah. Fortunately.
Failed.
Ooh. I am going to deeply pry for the exact location of this gem, as best as they are aware.
Okay, you see her. Yeah, you hear her thoughts, and it's weird because she's saying, "Oh, I don't know where it is." And in her thoughts, she totally believes that, but then in the same thoughts, you see her handing it to a deep gnome and telling him to sell it.
Do I recognize this deep gnome? Have I seen them before?
Yantha Coaxrock you've heard of. I don't think you'd met her, but you had heard she tends to travel between places trading. She's a gem trader, so she does deal in stones, and she's got a very good reputation for being very fair. Definitely not criminal.
Do I recognize who they had handed the stone to?
It looks like a gnome that you think that worked with her called Flink. Flink,
right.
Fink, or something like that.
It lasts for a minute, so I will just keep that up for the time being.
So you do get a flash of the interaction between Grimgol, again, dark grey skin dwarf with a big white beard, bald head, huge bushy white eyebrows, and those strange kind of piercing white eyes. And he's like, I need to. The king has forsaken me. I need to get back into his good graces. This gem could be the answer. And he shows this gem to her, and it's like a deep purpley blue, rich, huge, as big as a fist, absolutely massive. And you know, even with little that you know about gems, it's probably worth a fortune. And it has this very faint purple glow in the center. Can you tell me what it's worth, Yantha? You know, we're good friends. We've done many deals. Tell me what it's worth. And she will take it from him and look at it. And then you just feel her thoughts of she'll be like, oh, it's worth nothing. I'll give you a bit of gold for it. It's not going to get you back in the good graces. But you can hear the thoughts, this desire to own this gem, that it is probably worth a fortune.
Also, judging that it looks magical based on that description.
It does look magical, and that's where the spell ends.
I will tell Grim to ask about someone called Flink, or of similar name. Just like a hushed whisper, ask about someone called Flink or something.
Do you know someone called Blink? Or something?
No, never heard of him.
Blink.
Never heard of Flink or Fink. No. Don't know him. Never met him. It's a lie, obviously.
And why exactly are you lying?
I'm not. When did you ever meet a deep gnome that lies?
Oh, yes.
We're good folk.
I think we just did.
That's not a lie, weirdly.
This applies to me all the time.
Is it possible to not feed all of her to the creature?
I'm not going to feed it to the creatures. It was just a tactic, not a lie.
Can't even bluff with these Durgar.
Sorry, zone of truth. You should have told me you were going to bluff, and then I would have played it better.
Yamfa, you are lying about knowing where the stone is. Now, I'm not sure you truly understand that you are lying. Is there, or has there been any kind of interaction where you might have had your senses affected? Maybe your memory meddled with, or a madness put upon you?
I'm not mad. I'm just being held over a zone and being threatened with being killed. Truth.
And yet, in that situation, you still continue to lie.
I haven't lied to you once. I don't know what you're talking about.
And that's a lie. Okay. Gentlemen, should we step outside for a moment? And once we're all outside, I will explain about the fact that she's lying, but I feel that she doesn't understand that she's lying. And then I'll ask Drodin what the blink thing was about.
It was I read her thoughts. It appeared to be the person she had handed the gem to, but the glimpse of it I got when I saw it in her memories, it was very evidently magical, and visually I found it to be somewhat distressing. So I am likely inclined to agree that yes, they're probably unaware of any alterations to their mind or their attitude they may or may not have, or even be aware of.
So then it seems fair to conclude that even though she did commit the theft, she was not aware of doing so, maybe forced to beyond her own means.
I suspect that would be the case, or something similar.
Would you be able to supply a description of the accomplice
I can give it a go.
Small, small grey male, deep gnome, skin kind of grey but with a tint of blue. Quite a big nose, big ears.
Does he look like Peebles?
Not Peebles.
Little soul patch. No, he doesn't look like Peebles. Little white soul patch on his chin.
Does
And
that
as
seem
your
familiar to you?
To who?
To the other Jurgar.
Crimgol will have arrived during that conversation. He'll be like, yeah, that is Yanta's assistant. I think he's called Fink or Flink. I'm not sure. I think it's Fink. Often carries her bags and such, so yeah, maybe he would have it if she stole it, which she did. She stole it from me. I didn't see her do it, but when I refused the deal, as soon as I left, I realized it had gone.
If it is potentially magical or potentially cursed, it looked unnatural. It could entirely be a case of the gem compelled you to hand it to her.
No. The gem is of great value. I've been sent here because I am disgraced, and the king himself sent me here. If I can get this gem to the king, then I'm sure I will make amends and renew my name in the eyes of King Steel Shadow. The gem is very valuable. I know it in my heart.
And I can tell you that the king has
it.
access to many a valuable gem. It most likely is not going to change your standing.
If you could see it, it's a rich blue purple, a gem color I've never seen, and a light within. So beautiful, so valuable, a kingly gift. It is the road to my redemption. Please, brother, please. You would not see me fall from grace because I have lost a great valuable asset for our king. Help me retrieve
Well, I thought you already had been sent away, so you're not exactly falling from grace, are you?
No, I have fallen, but this is my chance at redemption.
And now it's never that easy. Anyway, I'll turn to the others in my group and completely forgot what I was gonna say. I'm not really one for understanding how all this works. So, how do you get a light in a stone?
It would have to be magical in nature.
So it's definitely not just a gem. It is, as you said, has to be magical.
It would be something.
Given
I don't quite trust rocks that are magical.
It made me feel quite uneasy. I wouldn't trust it either.
Given Parla's origin, Matt, would she know anything about? Would I know anything about glowing gems like this, as described?
You can roll. I mean, what? In what sense? What do you mean? What?
Well, the coloured gem glowing in the way that was described, and it's saying it's magical and given the earth elemental.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Are you asking in an arcana sense or a history sense or?
No, kind of the general
nature?
question as to what would make a gem glow. Like, right, is there such things? Can I, not that necessarily that one specifically, but do I know of a reason why gems would glow like that isn't magical?
You can give me an Arcana or a Nature check.
Can I attempt an Arcana check to try and discern what the nature of this kind of gem might be based on the little glimpse of it I got and their thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Serdi, I mean, naturally speaking, ordinary gems do not glow. The only gems that you know of, wow, okay. The only gems that you know of that would glow would probably be not of this world. So things like the hearts of elementals can sometimes glow and things like that. So it's either, again, I'm just talking from a nature perspective, not from a magical perspective, but
Absolutely.
naturally occurring, they wouldn't glow unless they are part of something or are, from another plane of existence, effectively. Droden 29. Sorry, Tom, what did you say?
I'd say I'll let them know that's another reason. Another thing it could be.
Yeah.
It's a glowing gem.
Yeah.
My
Droden,
internet's running a little slow, so the fact that I got a 29 has only just come through for me.
29.
So when you went, oh, okay, I was like, I don't know, I can't see what I've rolled. I don't know if that's good or bad.
So in my mind, I almost think Droden may be a bit like Sherlock Holmes has got a mind palace where he goes and revisits the things that he's seen and thought about.
In the original backstory from way back when, he was penned as kind of like an investigator. So yeah, maybe.
So you retreat back into your memory of this encounter, and indeed you play it back, and you see that Grimgol is despairing at being abandoned and shamed. And Yantha seems a little bit confused. It's like you suddenly realise that she's confused by what he's saying. It doesn't make any sense. And she sees the gem and is interested, but it is at the moment that she touches it that her thought processes just change. It goes from interested and a little bit confused about why Grimgol is going on about being banished and ashamed and disgraced. As soon as she touches that gem, there's just, again, you just recall this. It's like the reordering of her thoughts occur. You definitely think it is some kind of, it's not charm, it's possibly some form of madness that this gem has inflicted on her. And then her thoughts become about just must have this gem, must take it at any cost.
I think I will very awkwardly relay that information. I think it's very possible, whatever this thing is, just the mere contact with it is sending people mad and causing them to become excessive and desperate. So, yes, she likely did steal it, but as we've established, it does not feel as if she did so in her own right mind. Likewise, Grimgol's obsession with getting this to the king would be fueled almost entirely by the mere presence of the stone. My thought process is over. Right.
Sorry, I was reading. I'm trying to understand spells. So, if we think that it's a madness, ignoring the fact that Grimm's been surrounded by a few people with varying levels of madness in the week that he's known them,
Yeah.
hasn't known them long enough to know whether they liked killing or not beforehand, and has just witnessed them kill a lot of people anyway. But the idea that it's madness, would he think that remove curse would work if it's come from an object, or is madness different to that?
Can you give me a religion check? Or I don't know, it's probably Arcana, but I'll let you use religion or Arcana. Whatever.
They're both
whatever's-
absolute shite because I'm a
Oh,
Dom boy.
okay. Oh, okay.
They're both -1.
Okay. We'll give it a
So
go.
it's 17.
17. Pretty good. Pretty
Right.
good. So. With madness, calm emotions, because 17 is a good roll, you would know that calm emotions can temporarily suppress any effects, so you can tell whether someone is affected or not. You can use lesser restoration if it's a short or long term madness, and depending on the source of the madness, you might, so greater restoration might work or would work normally. It's quite a powerful spell, and in some cases remove curse and dispel evil might also be effective, but those two depend on the source of the madness.
So I have less. I can't words. I
Lesser
can't words.
restoration.
Less. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got that one, and I've got remove curse.
Yeah, so if
And
it's
that's
a
kind of
long
it.
or short term, lesser restoration would work. If it's an indefinite one, a permanent affliction, then it'd be greater restoration or maybe remove curse or dispel evil. And calm emotions would just suppress it for a while.
Don't have calm emotions. Does anyone have calm emotions?
Let me have a look.
I'm
Why
not
don't
saying
I
it wouldn't
do-
work, I'm just saying it's
So
not
yeah,
clear.
it's just making sure we've got the options.
Yeah.
I do not have calm emotions.
Okay.
Tink doesn't have calm
Of
emotions
course, it
either.
does not have. Has anyone got anything they want to try before I attempt lesser restoration? And then if that doesn't work, I will try remove curse. But I'm having no spells after this.
Could have given them a slap. I haven't got anything.
I'm very much a hitty things kind of character.
If only you had a cleric.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, we have a soldier who's just trained in some form of conflict resolution.
I'm sure Tink probably senses a slightly frustrated feeling from her heart.
Then again, part of Malice would have just tortured the truth out of her.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I need anything? No, it's just verbal and semantic. So I will go back in and cast lesser restoration.
Okay.
Healing roll. Why is it asking me to do a healing roll?
I don't know. So you cast lesser restoration on her, and she kind of does a double blink. And for a second, she will be like, why on earth did I steal that gem? I don't understand. well, please let me down. I apologized. And then she, no, I don't. I didn't do anything.
Does that seem like the...
So it kind of almost, she started to tell the truth for a moment, but the magic, whatever it is too strong, and she just begins telling lies again. You don't even need a spell to tell that she's telling lies.
Okay. Oh, well, that was worth a go. Next one. And then I'll try remove curse.
Okay. You have to touch her, don't you, to cast that?
Verbal and semantic only. Oh no, it does say touch.
Touch.
Oh yeah, touch.
So
Sorry.
you touch her?
Oh, now I'm scared, but yes, because I don't know any better.
You touch her, you utter the incantation, and you just kind of hear like a sigh. And then she's like, I don't know what's going on. Why? I don't know why I stole that thing. I'm so sorry. I'm doing the wrong accent. It should be like this. I got it wrong. I didn't do it. Please let me down. I apologize. I will pay the price for my crime. I wasn't myself. I honestly, I wasn't myself. I didn't mean to do it. I don't know. As soon as I touched it, I got kind of a bit obsessed.
And I'll leave that to more important people to figure out. The shopkeep person who she stole it from also seems to have the same madness as well.
Mm. Well,
Okay,
maybe.
so he's not just weirdly obsessed with gems. Okay, I'll walk out. Now I've tested it on someone who I knew was mad. I might as well try it on him. Clasp his head, both ears in my hands, and try again for the remove curse. There's my last high level spell slot.
Okay, you cast. He's a little bit like, oh, what are you doing? But
Hold still.
You touch him, cast remove curse, and his face is kind of screwed up and tense, and he looks stressed and anguished. And as you cast it, his face relaxes. Oh. I don't know why I got it into my head I was disgraced.
Now that's interesting.
I see clearly now. You're free
now that the rain has gone.
My brother, I am thankful for your aid and your restorative magic. Thank you. The gem is dangerous. The moment I touched it, it seems clear now. It was not clear before. The gem made me believe I was disgraced and I must get it to my king.
So it was aiming for the king. Whether it was the gem itself or who sent it. Okay, we need to find it. We need to find it sharpish.
I think you're right.
Wanted to go to your king with you. Will it have gone? It forced itself to be stolen by the Sverfneblin. Is it now heading for the Sverfneblin king and queen?
Maybe that. Maybe. And it is now 10:10.
That was exactly what I was about to say. You could see me take the breath to go. So yeah, we will leave it there until next week, where we will pick up and look more into what what is happening in Mantle Dareth? What is this gem? And why is everyone obsessed with getting it? And will Drodin pick it up because he can't resist?
Absolutely.
Yes, he will.
Yes,
Yeah, we
he
all
will.
will.
100% he will.
Drodin's trying to collect all of the indefinite madnesses.
It's not intentionally, but I mean, I've already started, so I may as well
In for
finish.
penny, in for pound, yeah.
Yeah.
To completionist.
Yeah, you got to collect the set. It's not, can't just
No
have
point in
one.
being a little bit mad.
No.
Yeah, I need to be.
Yeah, you got to go the whole hog.
Yeah, I've got to be completely fucking mental. You don't want to be just a little mad. You've got to be stark raving.
Never do anything by heart.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it's going mad.
Let's all go mad together. So, on that note, I will close the stream. Thank you for playing. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Well.